Hey guys, Noel here, and welcome to the stream. We actually did a little bit of a experiment about a minute ago. We streamed about 15 minutes to Streamlabs, and no one was here. And this is actually a new method that I'm using. I'm actually using the Chrome browser on my phone to stream to YouTube, and so that way we get a better quality camera and we still have a good time. I've already got 2 people on the stream, which is better than the none I had because apparently the Streamlabs app is not great. Konnichiwa, Diego-san. Konnichiwa, Leo. I'm sorry your day got crazy. What's also crazy? Whose day also got crazy? Joseph Joestar. He he's the roundabout. um, your half brother didn't turn himself into a vampire after failing to destroy your life. That's a good thing you can say about your day. So yeah, there's that. So we're streaming directly to YouTube, and we're doing it through my phone, but we're doing it through the desktop version of YouTube. So hopefully everything goes well. Hey, Braxton, how the heck are you? Your brother got home from surgery. Well, dude, I really hope everything is well with your brother and your family, man. God bless. And I know I'm your teacher, and I'm at a distance, but whatever I can do to help within reason, I'm more than happy to do. You're a good kid and a good viewer too, and a good student. Your taste in wrestling is questionable though. Braxton, I'm glad you're doing good. Cool. So again, just super psyched about JoJo right here, the roundabout. It is Zappelli. He's a good people here. Hey gang, can you see is the text on here backwards, or is that just my camera here? Because again, I'm not. This is our first time streaming like this. We've got a new Topanga shirt, which I showed off on the Streamlabs stream that no one showed up to because it didn't send any notifications to people. Because all these apps that try to work around YouTube's restrictions just don't work very well. So, there's that. So it's our 64th live stream. So we are going to be playing some Nintendo 64 in addition to playing some of the Christmas presents that we did not get to last night. I started playing Trials of Mana Seiken Densetsu 3 remake, and it's really good. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, there's that. We are going to start off again with some Mario 64, and again, hopefully everything stays well with the stream, stays well with the phone. Technology is a fickle mistress, so there's that. Cool, but hopefully everyone is enjoying their Christmas break as much as can be enjoyed, even when your family might have some emergency issues. So sad news before we get into the gaming, not to bum everyone out further, but if you are a fan of pro wrestling and you are an upstate New Yorker, who Brody Lee sadly was. And got Baby Yoda from the Mandalorian. Yeah, that's awesome. But Brody Lee, formerly Luke Harper, passed away, and he was not much older than us, really. I mean, if you're like one of my students, he's a lot older than you. But a lot of the adults that watch this show are in their 30s, and Brody Lee was only 41, and he had some apparently a lung condition that I guess caught up to him, and it's really sad. I actually saw him perform in Ithaca, New York. Yeah, right on, man. And I had a lot of friends that were really into him. My friend Chris McGee, who stops by the stream sometime, got to meet him, and he was part of the Wyatt family when he was in WWE. Absolutely, he was known as Luke Harper, and super talented guy. And again, really well liked by the kind of indie upstate New York pro wrestling crowd. The wrestlers and the fans of the indie shows all knew Brody Lee. and all thought incredibly highly of him. I saw him perform in 2CW, and he was a big fan favorite, and I really liked his character in AEW. I thought he was doing the best work of his career, and I was kind of wondering why he wasn't on television. And then I saw Eric Young from TNA Impact Wrestling post on his Instagram that he died, and I was like, "What the hell?" So yeah, definitely not great. But like you said, I'm a team player. He was great, man. And his promos as the leader of the Dark Order were fantastic, and he definitely he was a good hand, so to speak, a solid mid card wrestler in WWE. But I think once he really got to not Impact, once he got to AEW, he really spread his wings and really got to use his mic skills and the persona of like the kind of Vince McMahon-esque cult leader was very interesting. And I thought he made the Dark Order pretty cool, and he had some great theme music too. So I know AEW is doing a tribute to him, where they're going to have every base team have a Dark Order member fighting. So, and I'm really hoping that even though this is a tragedy, I really hope they continue with the Dustin Rhodes storyline, because I'd really love to see Dustin Rhodes become 7. I thought that was a huge missed opportunity in WCW, and I'd love to see that get brought back. Hey, Rogue Drums, we are live tonight, and we're streaming through YouTube desktop version on my phone. So I think this is going to be a stable workaround. We don't get to have the text on the screen, but this gives us a lot better camera quality, the convenience of the phone, and I can, have a stable platform to stream on. I actually streamed 15 minutes of just myself talking via the Streamlabs mobile app. Apparently it did not. I guess you can. I thought to myself, like, hey, what about this? And it works. So here we are. I don't know, man. I don't know why they can't just have it be easy streaming through mobile, but whatever. We found a way to make it work. So all's well that ends well. Like I was saying, it's a 64th stream, so we're going to be playing some Nintendo 64 tonight, in addition to playing some of the Christmas present games that we were playing the previous night. And as per usual, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on. This is the first arc right here. The Phantom Blood right here. We got Zappelli. We got Robert E.O. Speedwagon, R.E.O. Speedwagon, and Jonathan Joestar learning the wonders of Come On right there. So 1080 is cool. 1080 snowboarding is cool. I sadly don't have 1080 snowboarding. I have Snowboard Kids, which is really good. And I have Twisted Edge snowboarding, which my friend, like an idiot, told me was better than 1080 snowboarding. So it was like, oh, I'm going to get a snowboarding game. 1080, that's, I guess, good. But apparently Twisted Edge is better. And it's not. Oh, 1080p. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess I am. I guess we're streaming at a nice high quality right here. And it's all being able to be done through the website. So yeah, so far so good. All right, so this is good. Well, no one really saw me play Mario 64 again the first time, because Streamlabs apparently doesn't send you guys notifications like PRISM does. So like I said, I was streaming, just talking to myself, and once I was about 15 minutes in and nobody showed up, I was like, oh well, I'm gonna try something else, and this is what I tried, and it's working. Skipping around a little, but it's not too bad. Okay. Well, here we go, gang. It is Mario 64, the most iconic 64-bit game right here. So we got Mario right here. We're playing this on the Gateway monitor, and I'm going to hit the lights, and we're going to have some fun. Yeah, this is I think we might have figured out a solution to our issues here. The fun thing about this is you can play with Mario here. Whoop, whoop. Got your hat. Got your nose. Gone. Okie dokie. All right, so I said this again when no one was watching, but this game was incredibly influential. Every bit as influential as the original Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo. Because Super Mario Brothers on Famicom NES created a ton of platformers. I actually got the cartridge version of Biomiracle Bokute Upa through a really, really nice repro cart. It's English translated. It's a beautiful cartridge. I'll show you guys. That's a great platformer by Konami. But you wouldn't have games like that without for Mario, and all the great 3D platformer games of the late 90s. This is the game that really triggered those. I mean, and it was kind of to the detriment, I think, because I really like more linear style gameplay. Yeah, great is but Super Mario is better than Grand Theft Auto. Agreed. Okie dokie. Wee. Bum 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 bum. So I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There's like absolutely nothing wrong with this open world platform style, and this was hugely revolutionary at the time. Everyone wanted this game. But if we're talking like that's not good. If we're talking like, would I rather play a generic 3D platformer or a generic 2D platformer? For me, for my taste, I'd much rather play a generic 2D platformer because I don't know, they're just more direct and less confusing. But this is a great game filled with charm, beauty, and responsive controls. And like I said, for the time being, very, very groundbreaking. And this is one of the most revolutionary games ever, along with Final Fantasy VII. This game and Final Fantasy VII, I'd say, were absolutely the most influential games of the N64, Sony PlayStation, Sega Saturn era. Do you get to choose the live stream quality of on the web version? I don't know. I'm just doing whatever is natively doing. Is it streaming to 1080p? So I'm just doing whatever, however YouTube had it set up natively through their system. And I'm looking at the camera quality now, and it doesn't seem too bad. So. I'm actually, from what I'm seeing, I'm pretty darn pleased with quality here. Oh, man. I remember on one stream we played GoldenEye, and it was pretty hilarious. You guys were like screaming at me, telling me what to do, and like there were things right in front of my face that I wasn't seeing. It is 1080p, but it goes down a bit, probably around 480p. It would not buffer as much. Am I getting? Is this hard to watch? Just skipping around a bit. Ah, well, hopefully it's not too bad. I just got on the mobile site. It was around 10:30, and I was like, I really wanted to get the stream going. So, once I did this experiment and it started working, I just went to it. I didn't really check the settings. I pay for good Spectrum internet, so we should not be having any problems here. Where the hell is Anthony Brindisi? Did he even win? Like, I think like he and Claudia Tenney like legitimately are like in a dead heat. They are like literally 12 votes apart. So the congressional race where I live, literally dead heated. Like it's a tie. I think they're just gonna have to do the election again. Like if you like how do you 12 votes? I mean, and apparently it's not a stable outcome. Like I've heard the results are changing based on how it's being counted. So I mean, I don't really know. Maybe we can just settle that through rock scissors paper competition. Oof, that's not good. Thud. Wee. You should play more 64 games. Okay. If you guys like playing 64 on the stream, we can definitely do that. We have a nice RGB modded N64. I was saying on the solo monologue stream where I was testing it out through Streamlabs, how interesting it was that Sega was offered the N64 hardware, but turned it down. And so the Nintendo ended up getting this hardware. I think it's like NVIDIA. It's basically what does the N64. And, I mean, if you're looking at the Japanese market, Japan made the right decision. If you're looking at the global market, Nintendo made the right decision. And who knows how Sega would have been able to, market this technology. I mean, Sega, passed on both the Sony PlayStation and the N64 technological opportunities in favor of the Sega Saturn, which were, it really feels like they just glance at the balance. An off-brand human YT. Well, welcome, my friend. Yeah, I don't even know, man. I mean, like Tenney and Brindisi. So, I mean, if you're asking me, okay, I voted, and this is not to turn anyone off one way or the other. I voted for Trump for president because I was so angry at the media cover up of the Hunter Biden story. And in some ways, I thought he was the lesser of two evils. But I did vote for Anthony Brindisi. Because as someone who lives in his district, I thought he did a fairly decent job, and I just thought that Claudia Tenney, based on the way she was presenting herself in her commercials and her lack of presence in the community, she seemed like kind of a tool. So I didn't vote for her. I mean, Anthony Brindisi, he took time to go to St. Anthony's Church. I mean, I know that stuff's kind of shallow. Like, they'll just like show up and rub shoulders and like earn your support. But I mean, if you take a look at like how Anthony Brindisi was advertising himself, he was very much someone that's like, hey man, I'm gonna like reach across the aisle. I'm someone who understands upstate New York issues, and I'm not just this, moral relativist, and I know like he voted party line a lot of the time for the Democrats, and but either way, like ended up voting for Brindisi. But yeah, I don't know. He tied basically. I'm reading subbed anime and watching this. Hey, good deal. Well, good. It's a good thing to do. I've got subbed anime on in the background here. We got Phantom Blood, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure here. I think Dio has yet to become a vampire yet, though. So Dio's such a jerk. I'm really happy that Giorno killed him. Not Giorno, Jotaro. Giorno's his son. Giorno's cool. I like Giorno because like I like the whole trope of like the bad father, good son. Because I had a bad father. Like seriously, I've never seen him. So my stepfather's cool though. So I had to wait till I was 28 for him to come around. But I mean, I had my grandpa, but he was always my grandpa. So not to bum you guys out. So Claudia Tenney. Hey Arrow, how's it going? What happened to the chat on the side? So Arrow, we are streaming directly from YouTube we're streaming on my phone, and we're doing YouTube, but we're doing we're doing the desktop version of YouTube through the Chrome browser on my phone, and that's how we're doing this because Prism will not work right mobilely. It won't recognize the YouTube app. So I did a Streamlabs test where I used the Streamlabs mobile app, and that didn't work at all. Like it streamed, but you guys didn't get any notification. I just basically streamed by myself for 15 minutes. And so then I said to myself, I'm going to try to see what happens if I can actually just stream to YouTube through my phone if I use a desktop version of YouTube, and it's doing it. So that's why we're doing it this way. Watching Haikyuu. I've heard good things about that. I've been watching some One Piece because Pluto TV has a 24/7 One Piece channel, and they're doing like the 5th opening to One Piece where they're at right now. That is such a great opening and a really good song. I'm also doing a please watch Haikyuu. Okay, what are you watching on Crunchyroll? I do have Crunchyroll. I don't watch it enough though. I really want to watch the newer Dragon Quest anime. I ended up getting Crunchyroll for a Slam Dunk and for Dragon Ball Super. One Piece is so long. It is like I just watch One Piece and I don't even know really what's going on half the time, but I like it when I watch it. So yeah, and some on Netflix. Okay. Well, I heard Crunchyroll got sold to Sony, so that'll be weird. Well, I know I think I sold to Funimation. Um, do you have Hulu or Netflix? I have Netflix. I don't believe my Hulu is still active. It might be. I really just watch Pluto TV mostly. I watch Pluto TV and Retro Crush and YouTube. But my wife watches a lot of Netflix. I do watch Crunchyroll sometimes though, but I watch Crunchyroll. That's not. But I watch Crunchyroll mostly for older anime. Honestly, like the newest anime I tend to watch is like One Punch Man and JoJo. But a lot of my kids, they'll talk about Haikyuu. They'll talk about Danganronpa. So yeah, I mean, obviously I know Attack on Titan. I do really like Attack on Titan, and I know that final season of that is coming out. I've only seen up through I think the 2nd season or so. But I saw all the 1st season of Attack on Titan and loved it. And then I saw some episodes here and there from the 2nd season and then liked what I saw quite a bit. YouTube is also, yeah, Danganronpa is a 10 out of 10. Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, I've heard some of the, kind of plot structure of it. It sounds pretty interesting. Only watch Hulu, YouTube, Dailymotion, and Crunchyroll. Nice. Yeah, Netflix, man. The only stuff I really watch on Netflix is well, whatever Santino watches. So Morphle. Morphle is adorable. I'm a nice guy. I don't ever throw the penguin off the edge. Come here, Pengy. I'm a big fan of Estonian advertising. And there's a great commercial for Penguin ice cream. And I used to have it up on the channel, then Harry Eggip, the director, copyright strike me. Might be worthwhile investment for streaming services. My mom can only sleep with the TV on. Yeah, yeah, I hear that. Ordinary webcam will probably do the job. Probably mess around with that now. I've been looking at getting a webcam. Like looking at good quality webcams. You know, it seems like they go for about $50 or so. And I know there's some webcams that you can actually crap. I know that there's some webcams that you can like even clip on your phone too, but honestly, guys, I'm like looking at the video quality here, and I think this looks pretty good. I don't know how smooth the actual stream is here, but maybe Noel will get to. Maybe we will able to have Noel ComiX in 1080p. What am I streaming in right now? Am I streaming in 1080p? I can't even tell. All I can do, I can just see the screen here, and then I see the comments on the side, but. But yeah, I don't know, man. I should get some kind of a webcam, and because I stream so much, I mean it's part of my daily life. So my thumbnails are awesome. All right, what I don't even know like what I'm supposed to be doing. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I either rescue the penguin or get red coins or something or other. But all right, let's rescue the penguin again. I mean, I know if we win the sled race, we're Pengy. And if we go down that chimney and win that race, we'll be okay. It's 1080p by definition, but the quality is a far cry from it. What are you looking forward to in 2021? Continued happiness, I guess. I don't know, man. I just like everyone says how bad 2020's been. And I know it's been bad for a lot of people, but for me, it's been really good. So I mean, I just would like the good stuff to continue. And then I'd also like just for, I'd like for there to be a vaccine so people can, be healthy and, society can return to normal where possible. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm at a point in my life where I'm just trying to savor the good. When you get little kids, you kind of end up taking on that mentality because you really want to milk all the good stuff for what it's worth. Got nothing to do but stay home and get things done. Yeah, recovery and hope. Yeah, I mean, hey, come back, Pengy. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. I hope the Biden administration does not make the mistakes that I fear it will make. That's the other thing I hope. You found my precious baby. Where have you been? How can I ever thank you, Mario? A star? Here you go. From a collective standpoint, I'd say 2020 was awful. Yeah, I mean, from a lot in terms of like the pandemic, and I mean, really, the pandemic is the thing that was bad. I mean, like the rioting was bad, but the rioting was, the pandemic I think contributed to the rioting. Obviously, the racial violence and things like that. I mean, the media I think is to blame for a lot of what went wrong in 2020, just because they spent so much time like whipping people up and dividing people, and obviously Trump played into that and stoked some of that. But I mean, really, like, I mean, he was treated so unfairly by the media that it was bizarre. I mean, like I'd never seen anything like that in my life. I think Biden will do good if he says, yeah, I mean, if the politicians do what they say they'll do, then it will be good. They usually don't, but I hope he does. I mean, I'm not going to be one of these people that's like, you know, like I don't resent anything. I think I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to get into a whole political rant, but I mean, he's a status quo politician, and that is what it is. So whether people support Biden or not, give him a chance. Yeah, no, I'm willing to give anyone a chance. I think he's entrenched in a lot of bad culture, and I think a lot of his appointments have already borne that out. He's putting in place a lot of people, either from the weapons industry or corrupt politicians, and it just doesn't look very good. Um, but so this year went by fast. It did. Was really bad, not too much. I mean, let's take a look. I'm going to take a look at the positives, like in terms of like how my 2020 has been thus far, and hopefully, I mean, it's not done yet, so hopefully it stays good. But I've got a beautiful home. This has been my best year teaching professionally because of, I think, the positives the online education has brought. I've got a daughter on the way, which is really nice. And because of the pandemic, I think people have learned how to appreciate time with each other, And I don't know. I feel like the whole rat race aspect of things is definitely gone down. And I don't know. So uh, I think there's been a lot of positives that 2020 has brought, but I think a lot of it is, the media trying to create a culture of despair because their ratings are so low and they hate Trump so much that they want to get him out of office and they want to sensationalize things so people will tune in and watch them. I got to switch for Christmas so life is good. Yeah, it's another thing, man. Like people complain about things, but if you actually take a chance and like try to appreciate some of the prosperity that we have, like, I mean, obviously don't be stupid because of COVID. Like COVID's real. But if you're careful, you can live a really good life. There's a lot to be thankful for, but collectively it was rough. Yeah, it was a rough word year, yes. Yeah. Well, she's not here yet, but yeah, so it'll be interesting to say the least. I'm so one track minded. Hopefully I can multitask okay. So yeah, I'm gonna make myself an airborne now. Let's take a little field trip to the kitchen. So because I do always want to be fighting off that cold. I think the biggest thing I missed in 2020 was being able to do jujitsu. Her name is going to be Serafina, so it'll be Santino and Serafina. So yeah, that's going to be your name. We were originally, having a real hard time coming up with a name, but Santino is named after Santino Marella, the WWE pro wrestler. And then I've got family in Italy that have the name either Serafino or Serafina. And then my wife said, "What do you think of Serafina?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." So and the possibilities for like nicknames are endless. Give a tour of the house. Well, it's not in pristine condition, but here's my kitchen. So we've got some leftover sweets on the Christmas table right here. Got some buns from the bakery, and this really nice dregs of cinnamon bread that my sister-in-law made. We have Thanos right here. This is a Santino's toy. He's hanging out on the kitchen table. We've got wine that's was partaken in at Christmas time. Be careful, don't wake up the rest of your family. I'm not going upstairs. I will tell you this that I am starting a new comic book contest. So yes, with my loud ass mouth. Yeah, that's it. So we things did not pan out unfortunately in the Shonen Jump contest, but we do have the comic book, so I'm going to try to get that you know photocopied, rescanned. I'm going to either try to self-publish that or submit a different contest, start selling it at my local comic store, that kind of thing. So I haven't given up on that because I really did like that, making that comic book, and I thought it was pretty fun. I mean, definitely, it's not perfect, but I had a lot of fun with it. I do have a teacher voice. So it runs in the family. So anyway, there is the silent manga competition put on by Kodansha, from the mangaka from Hokuto no Ken and City Hunter. So I've actually started working on that today. So I've got a page of that done thus far. This is going to be the playing basketball with giant rats at Dexter Park story. So, and then I started some paneling on the second page right here. So, there's that. Can I do a cooking video? I only know how to make one thing really, and that's pizza. So I should do that. Um, I should do a cooking video. I should do some of those, like, you remember they used to have like Expert Village back in the day? Like back in the early 2000s, they had Expert Village. People didn't know what the hell they were doing, but they would just say like they were an expert at things. I should do that. Like, here's how to make pizza. Here's how to shave your head. I make good pizza. I don't make the crust. I just buy good quality grocery store crust, and then I just am good with how I put the ingredients on it. And I just put it in the oven. I do the oven at 455, and then put it in for 15 minutes, so it gets a little crisp to it. And then I'm pretty generous with the shredded Parmesan. And yeah, it works out well. I make good pizza. So, all right. Well, we played some Mario, which is good stuff. Why don't we play? We'll play at least another N64 game since this is our 64th. I'm not good at this game, but we should probably play some Mario Kart. Because it's Mario 64. It's a very iconic N64 game. I think it would be fun for us to also check out. I do want to show you this repro cart that I got here. This is Biomiracle Baby Oopa right here now. This came in the mail today, and it's a very, very good game. This is a Konami 2D platformer. There were two versions of this game, and the first version I have, and I actually did find a guy in Canada who's going to fix my Famicom disk system. I'm going to send it out either tomorrow or the day after. This is the disk system version of that game, Biomiracle Bukute Upa, right here. And I can't play this, obviously, because my disk system doesn't work. It sounds like the rubber band fell off it. So I have two disk system games, Upa and Mario 2, right here, the one that didn't come out in the United States because it was so hard and looked just like the original Mario. So before I knew I was going to get my disk system fixed, I have this guy that makes really good repros that I buy from, and I got this made. And the cool thing about him is, like, he's got these color cartridges, so you can make the NES style carts look like the Famicom carts, which is really nice. I mean, I'm sure I've showed you some of these before, but like we've got Akira. We have YY World. This is a great game that we should play tonight, actually. Or if we're not going to play it tonight, we should play it tomorrow. We have a great text-based RPG, Biomonster Jesus. And then we've got I've got Final Fantasies as well, that I didn't get from him, but these are some nice Final Fantasy repros as well. I ended up accidentally taking the extra layer of cellophane off of Final Fantasy III, because it's a whole long story. You really need to cover. What's your thoughts on those Taste Honey wheat sticks? Yeah, they're. I think I've had them and they're good. You need to do more. You need to move to Japan when your family when COVID's over. I love Portland, but I definitely want to visit Japan. So anyway, long story. I actually had that guy make me a custom Final Fantasy III sticker, but and it looks great, but I don't know. This one had the Square logo on it. So I was like, I'm gonna take that sticker off this, but then it took the extra coating of cellophane off. So I don't know. But this still is a really nice looking repro cart. Um, so yeah, I don't know. But the cool thing is like with these NES cart repros, you can actually make them like as pretty as the Famicom carts. Because Famicom carts, oh, there's another great one. Metal Slater Glory. This is a beautiful game right here. Um, would you ever move to Japan in the future? Um, Not permanently. I would cohabitate. Try to like have like I have a house in Japan and then visit it. But yeah, Famicom carts are just so pretty. Like they're all multicolored. I would love to go to Japan though. I mean, for sure, no question about it. I'd love to vacation in Japan like a couple times a year. Um, for sure. I'd love to go to an episode of Music Station and go to Akihabara and just chill. I'm friends with some YouTubers who live in Japan. Um, a guy Jillionaire, I chat with, and he always responds. And when I say friends, I mean we're really more like acquaintances. We're not like great friends, but guy Jillionaire, my favorite YouTuber. I talk to him pretty often. Usually a couple times a week we chat. I mean nothing major, but and it's mostly me just asking him to translate stuff for me. Like, hey, what's the name of this song? And he'll tell me. Or like, hey, your video is awesome. And he's like, thanks. But Kid Show Ryuken I chat with once in a while. America's really boring compared to Japan. Well, I mean, I'm sure people in Japan think that we're exotic and cool, and we think they're exotic and cool. I'll tell you this though, I think that the stuff that Japan, like America, is cooler through the eyes of Japan because the people in Japan like appreciate stuff that a lot of the average Americans don't, and that's why I think that when you watch like anime and you see like English or like the cool American guy, that like it's like a hyper idealized version of America where like they appreciate things that the average American doesn't, and I grew up at times without a lot, so I always like to watch I watched a lot of television. Um, so there were like these like idealized versions of America I looked up to. So that kind of resonates with me. Birth rate is really low in Japan. But Japan may have a lot of things, but I think as a society they're struggling a lot. Birth rate's low. A large part of the population consists of the elderly, and they overwork themselves. That's all true, man. I don't live there, but I know the birth rate's low. I've heard that there's a generation of young men that really have a hard time with women and are extremely introverted. And there is a lot to be said about the work ethic in Japan, but and passion that you have. Like, I mean, there's times like I'm making my manga and I'll work and work and work and it'll be like a labor of love. And there's great things to be said about like your sense of duty and honor. But if you're working yourself to death or you're working yourself to the brink of suicide, where you've just cracked, like that's definitely not good. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of pros and a lot of cons, and for sure it got to the point where they have a word to describe death by working too hard. Yeah, that's it's just not good. I mean, we're talking about Sonic Extreme, the first American attempt at a 3D Sonic game that was supposed to compete with Mario 64, and the American team had to basically stop because they were literally working themselves to the point where their lives were in danger. Rat race is unfortunately present. no matter where you are, and it either makes or breaks you. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it goes to what we were saying about how COVID has really slowed things down. I mean, culture is also a big thing too in terms of how you handle the rat race. I think in the United States, our culture. Um, Hold on a second. Let me see this. See what Diego's got to say here. It's trying to censor Diego. But I think he's got something good to say here. America has many mass shootings, racism, police brutality on African Americans, and just recently bombing happened in Nashville. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, there's definitely a lot of problems that happen in different places, and I can only really speak to things from the American point of view. Is that there? I think are people in the United States that have been driven to the brink from overload of information. Um, I think in the United States, even the poor, are materially fairly well off. Um, but there's still you still struggle. I mean, there's no question about that. But I mean, like, there's poor people with flat screen TVs. Now, that's not saying that I don't resent that. I don't begrudge them that. I don't begrudge, people nice things at all. I'm just saying that, there's even people in poverty. Like, I grew up when I was on welfare when I was really little. Um, and we still, I mean, my mom worked hard, and like we still had like, decent clothes, and I mean our TV kind of sucked, but it was okay. And even if like the water wasn't always working the right way, it's like you found a way. So like, I mean, I get it. Um, but we should also be aware of the nice things that we have compared to other parts of the world. But the thing is that the media just drives people crazy. Like, if you turn on, I mean, especially like the Trump administration, because like in my opinion, the media wanted him out. They didn't want him in, and once he got in, they were going to ensure that he didn't get back in. And he didn't make it. He didn't do himself any favors either, but it was just nonstop doom and gloom and hysteria. It's like you turn on Good Morning America, it's like Trump's basically being treated like a foreign dictator. There's like natural disaster porn constantly, and it's just like a sense, like the Washington Post renames itself like "Democracy Dies in Darkness," like, and then so it's like when you have your material needs generally met, and then you've got this information overload, it causes people to crack, like there. So and then like just some people are jerks and then push people over the edge. And then you're right. I mean, there's definitely a history of racial inequality that the United States hasn't completely gotten over. I do think that there's not equitable sense of accountability, though. I mean, I think in a lot of cases white people encourage black people to act extremely self-destructive. um, like, I'm a big fan of rap music, but like the amount of black on black violence that's romanticized and encouraged in rap music is obscene. And and like no one says anything about it because like, who cares, I mean, if you take a look at a lot of the bad things in black culture, I think it's that they have a lot of their roots in the old South. Um, kind of mimicking a lot of the destructive tools that were used against them. Um, but yeah, I don't know. So it's like, liberal culture encourages self-destructive behavior in black communities or turns a blind eye to it. And then it's like if, a cop does something that they're not supposed to do, and they deserve to get hammered for it if they're doing stuff they're not supposed to do. But it's crap like that though that makes conservative people angry because the standards aren't being equally applied, so I mean, there's definitely, I don't know. I think there's the need for context and empathy, and I think if we had more of that, the United States would be a lot better. And but I think people are living fairly well. And I mean, I live in a working class town. There, we've got some minorities here, and I mean, it's like everyone here, like our BLM stuff was like pretty darn positive. I mean, I know that it's not perfect. You can find some racism around here, but um, I don't know, like the biggest problems we have here is people doing meth and stupid crap like that. So people become more introverted, and also with being grateful and thankful for what they have. 2020 was weird and different. Yeah, at the end of the day, difficulties and struggles are probably are present no matter where you are. Yep. A lot of Japanese people. become shut-ins. Yeah, that's not good either. I used to watch a lot of Japanese news, and it's weird. Like there was a lot of like adorable, positive things, like Tamachan the seal bopping around in the rivers in Tokyo. And then there would be like these like really unpleasant things that would cover like murders. That like they would just do all these stories about really like unpleasant murder. Like some little kid got killed or something like that. And it's kind of see like where Death Note gets their inspiration from, like these, people doing terrible things, justice should be brought upon them kind of thing. And that was happening in Japanese culture. Speaking of justice, here's my Superman mug. So, I don't know. Anyway, what should we play next? Mario Kart is what we're going to play next. I'm not good at Mario Kart. I'm a very safe driver, and that doesn't lend itself well to racing games. So, you know what else causes people to act stupid? Social media, because there's no like sense of immediate accountability. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I'm guilty of this too. It's like you shoot yourself, you should shoot your mouth off on social media because like no one's gonna do anything to you because you're a million miles away. But your words can hurt people. So. And like places like Twitter, like you read about the kind of the toxic lunacy that happens in that place. Play game on a 64-bit system. So that's what we're doing, man. We've been playing Arrow, so you'll see this on the replay. We played Mario 64, and now we're gonna play Mario uh, Kart 64, and that's what we're doing. Yep. So here we go. So I used to always love the Taco Bell Mario 64 commercials that would like do a contest for you'd win a 64 if you bought you got enough points at Taco Bell or something. They always used to show that on the Simpsons reruns I used to watch on Fox. Hey guys, so can someone tell me, are you reading this text backwards or is that just my webcam? I'm gonna hit the lights. Someone come up with an answer to that while I go hit the lights. It shows up the way it should. Oh, cool, good. Okay. I wonder what Noel will do on his 100th video. Good question. I don't know. That'll be interesting. We're almost at 900 for our sub count. So it's funny. The original one had Donkey Kong Jr., who I really like. I like his design, but Donkey Kong Jr. grew up and became the new Donkey Kong. So he's right here. We're just gonna play as Mario. Let's go. N64 looks phenomenal on this monitor here. 100th better be awesome. I don't remember how to play this. I don't remember the controls. Is the back trigger your gas? I don't remember what my. There it is. Okay. Well, we're off to a bad start already. Maybe some of these will be able to even the playing field a little bit here. There we go. Hope you all enjoy being shrunk. Darn banana peels here. The other thing about playing Mario Kart is I can't really Take my eyes off the screen here. The other thing that's not been good about 2020 is I don't know, man. Like people have become, I think, sadly, a lot less tolerant of people with different points of view. Like that's one thing that I really learned at my high school. That was like a Baptist high school, but I was like a liberal Catholic going there. Because I always felt a lot of love and acceptance there, even though I didn't agree with them on everything, and they didn't care. You know, they just wanted me to be right with God and right with myself. You know. But now it's like, dude, like I mean, even like friends and stuff, like they just like really like if you disagree with them on some stuff, like they don't want to hear it, man. They want to like shut you out or like and like I like it's not even a question of like changing anyone's mind. It's just a question of like having a discussion, but like there's just some people that I don't know, man. They're just angry. They're a lot more angry now, and empathy's kind of like gone out the window. Well, we started out in last place, and now we're in first, so that's good. Donkey Kong's trying to launch a banana peel at me. I wonder if we get a webcam, how good those will film monitors because I'm one of those people. I mean, I've got an HDMI, I've got a SCART to HDMI converter. So, I mean, we could actually be doing some screen and screen stuff if we got one of those. I mean, I think we might lose a little bit of the charm here. I do like filming the monitor screens though. What number was international channel on for me? 75. I think people in general have become pretty damn radical in their personal points and perspectives. I kind of attribute that to social media actively encouraging extremist viewpoints. Yeah, Arrow, I don't disagree with you, man. You suck. Just restart now. Thanks for that, man. I can't believe it's already at 64. Remember when you were still on the first one? Yep. Your lives are working very well. Good. Well, I mean, I'm having a lot of fun doing them, man. And I remember, like, I just started doing these because during quarantine, I think it was. I was watching, I was watching a lot of like the quartering and Flash, and they were all just complaining a lot about Pokimane, and I was like, well, maybe I'll do some of these live things. It's like I don't know, man. Like, I mean, it's like I like doing the reviews too. So, but I remember like I think Arrow was the first person that ever showed up, and I was like, oh hey, well this is pretty funny to chat with my subscribers, and yeah, it's good. It's fun, man. And then Vink from Famicom Dojo, I really had a lot of fun like hanging out on his live streams, and then also I used to go. I would show up on the live streams of people like Wrestling with Gaming and Classic Gaming Quarterly, and I had so much fun as a viewer there. I thought it would be fun to do my own as well. And yeah, so I figured I'd just give it a shot, and yeah, here we are. We are going to New Jerusalem. New Jerusalem. This song is from Jesus Christ Superstar. Yeah. Trying to say like the Aqua Teen Hunger Force where like they ruined Carl's car and it was just like sitting broken in in front of their house and like Meatwad was trying to fix it with a paper towel dispenser and like Shake was trying to fix it with a plastic screwdriver. First place again. All right. Hopefully you don't get any copyright strikes. I hope not. Speaking of modern vintage gamer has Video fine-tuning cameras to capture stuff like CRTs. Ooh! Okay. Modern vintage gamer. Video fine-tuning cameras. Oh, man, I definitely want that, man. I absolutely have to get that. If you ever get a webcam, it might be of interest to you. That's exactly what I need, man, because all I want to do is film CRTs, you know? Yeah, absolutely. So, Arrow, if you can send me that information, man. I don't know. I think we're friends. We're friends on Friend Project, I think. So, send me that, and yeah, I'll definitely look into getting that because that's absolutely the kind of thing that I am looking into. So, says looking at getting a webcam, and if they have webcams that are primed for doing CRT screening, I would love that. So I'd be curious to see how much that costs. I was in contact with the guy that's gonna repair my Famicom disk system. He's got a modded Sega Dreamcast for $130 that I'm very interested in. He's actually holding it for me. Um, so I really would like to get that. And then I also need to, with my stimulus money, I'd really like to get a PlayStation 4 that can read discs. Because I really have a lot of nice disc games that can't function anymore because my freaking disk drive broke. Dude, this is the deal, man. Like, I've got all these systems like N64 and Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, and they all work great. I mean, these like I've got a ColecoVision that's older than me, and I'm 38. I just turned 38, and like my freaking PlayStation 4 doesn't last 4 years, or barely lasts 4 years. That's some bullshit right there. I mean, my freaking original PlayStation still works just fine. Whee! Yes, there. No! All right, first place again. And your 75th live stream, you can draw the international channel logo. Yeah, that'd be a great idea, man. And draw some anime that it's from. Yeah, maybe draw some Kuriko Ku Trooper Botoms. Things were better back then, less moving parts, less to worry. True, but I mean, I don't know, man. Like PlayStation 4, like that thing can't even play CDs. Like that's some, not to swear, man, but that is bullshit right there. That you have an optical drive and you can't read basic CDs. It's like, oh, whoa, people aren't using that format anymore. Yes, they are. I am, man. And what is, like I don't know, man. Like PlayStation 3 could just straight up play PS1 games. But I mean, if all goes well, I'm gonna trade in my broken disk drive PS4 for the Pro, so I can get that for about $280, and then have like the state of the art PS4, and hopefully that won't freaking break on me. But I'm loving my Switch. Like I just love my Nintendo Switch. I mean, I love JRPGs, and like the kinds of games that are on the Switch are like they're all like JRPGs and retro games, and their online store is great. They got a bunch of great visual novels from Japan, so like I'm just really digging the Switch. I mean, I totally understand why that's number one in Japan. When Xbox first came out, I was kind of worried that they were gonna, ruin Japanese video games. But like now, I just kind of root for them to do well in Japan because they just want to do well in Japan so badly, and they keep trying so hard. They got some really good stuff too. Like Xbox always has like, some really nice graphics, and their ports of the games are very nice. Freaking Wario. I've got so many like JRPGs that I got to go through. Like I said, I started Trials of Mana. I got Final Fantasy VII Remake. I got the Final Fantasy VII and 8 remastered versions. I got the Fire Emblem, the new Fire Emblem on Switch. I got Catherine Full Body. I have like a whole bunch of, I've got that one visual novel. I got a couple visual novels on Switch. And then I got a whole bunch of those, like, retro, visual novels and RPGs. First place again. Sinister! How the hell are you, brother? So we're doing YouTube streaming through the desktop app on my phone. So that's our solution that I've come to, because none of the apps work. Got to play the visual novel on stream again, man. I can do that, man. Yeah, dude, I will. I'll do that. I got a ton of visual novels. Like I mean, we got Radical Dreamers. I got Dreadful Biomonster Jesus. I got Metal Slater Glory. I got an Akira visual novel. My whole thing is just like sometimes when it's late at night, I fall asleep when I read. But we got first place. That's good. I thought I was gonna suck at Mario Kart. It's only the first. I think it's only the first race, but it worked out pretty well here. No, you have to do them now. It's 64th stream after all. Here in San Diego, international channel was 71. Yeah, 75, channel 75. Fun fact, it was one under the Scrambled Adult Film channel. That's a fun fact. Spice channel was channel 76, and then channel 75 was international channel. So just I'm not I'm just saying that as a trivia fact. That's all I'm saying. So hey Noel, what helps you fall asleep? Honestly, I listen to Wang, Justin Wang videos. I listen to kind of slow 80s synth pop. Just for trivia, local cable trivia. So like Drive by the Cars. That's a really nice song to fall asleep to. What song puts me to sleep immediately is the closing credits to Blood Fight with Yasuaki Kurata. The first sequel to Bloodsport. So, all right, man. Yeah, there's that. So we did some Mario Kart. We did some Super Mario 64. So let's get a sip of Airborne and see what else we're gonna play. I really like how 64 looks on this monitor right here. And again, if you don't know, like I got this monitor working again because I basically unplugged it for 2 days. held the power button down for 3 minutes, and I guess that decharged what was ever wrong on the inside of it. I know your weakness and how to make you fall asleep now. Yeah, okay. I was never old enough to experience the times of scrambled adult film channels. But it's interesting to think of what kind of efforts people had to go through. Well, I'm not going to confirm or deny anything, but on the older TVs, you could actually mess with the vertical and horizontal hold, and whatever happened, happened, So, gotta blast some metal after that. All right, what do I want to play here? Um, okay, so N64 was not really well known for their fighting games. This is a kind of a weird fighting game. It's not bad though. This right here, if I ever get married, I swear I'm gonna play the ending music of Blood Fight. I love that song, man. It's such a dude. Like that movie is great. Um, First of all, I like the fact that it's Japanese actors speaking in English. It also has Stuart Smith, who was in the Godfrey Ho Ninja movies. Um, so you had fun. We'll play that, man. Okay, we'll play that. Um, yeah, Bloodsport is great. If you like Bloodsport and you like Asian martial arts movies, that's the best, man. I got that at Eckerd's Drugs for like $2, and it's like one of my all time favorite movies. Um, Absolutely. Where did I put Fighter's Destiny? I just had it. Oh, it's right here. That's why my airborne. So yeah. Do do do. You might have to actually clean it. We're blowing it again. Well, friends, we're going to take a little field trip to the bathroom to get some rubbing alcohol and Q-tips. Look, it's Tanuki Mario. Here he is. Uh, any hidden talents besides drawing? I don't know. I know a lot about history. I have the coursework for a doctorate in history. I don't know if that's a hidden talent. I like to box and have a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I have had no professional or amateur fights though. I just train. Do you know Don the Dragon Wilson? It sounds really familiar. Mm. People that worked on Virtua Fighter worked on Fighter's Destiny. That is interesting. I know Fred the Hammer Williamson. That dude is freaking awesome. You want to talk about good black actors? Fred Williamson is the freaking goat, man. That guy's awesome. All right. So I'm going to grab some Q-tips and alcohol. Try to clean this out here. Got our Topanga shirt in all its glory right here, and all its metal Slater glory. The game broke. It's fine. I got this at a flea market. It's got like writing on the back of it. So, man, they used to have like a great flea market in Portland. It was like right around the corner from where I lived. Let's see how bad this is. It's always like interesting when you clean these. It's not that dirty. It's kind of dirty. Like this is the Q-tip here, so it could definitely be worse. But I gotta say everything broke. Yeah, that's true. Cartridge is kind of grungy looking. You know what's weird too? Whoever owned this game before me, MC, I guess. Maybe MC Hammer owned this game. That would be. Oh man, no, this is like really dirty. Take a look at that. That's why this thing isn't playing. Like someone like in pen, like marked out the official Nintendo seal of quality. A good 10 years or so, I used to find good deals on retro games pretty regularly. There was a huge exodus. Huge exodus of what? A lot of people left AM2. Tekken also had people work on the original Virtua Fighter. Yeah, dude, that's true because um, if you look at some of the early designs for Akira, he looks like Kazuya. Um, yeah, flea market. I don't know, man. Like there was a flea market around the corner. Like I got great games there, and like they were all pretty much like dirt cheap. Um, I got that like Nemo's Dream World there for like nothing. I got a lot of the Konami platformer games on Genesis for very cheap. I actually bought a Game Gear there, but it didn't work at all. This is getting a lot cleaner. Sega AM2. When I come over after I graduate, I'm gonna point to everything that don't work and say it broke. Everything works right now, man. So by the time you graduate, COVID should be over. So all right, I think this is pretty clean. I'm gonna grab a dry Q-tip now. Oh, great. We have a frozen picture. Hopefully, oh, man. Oh, wait, okay, good. We're all there. Good. Uh, things froze for a second. So, just thinking, hopefully everything cleared up in April. No, okay, it's not frozen. Good, good, good. Okay, should be nice and dry now. Especially like being able to stay at home. I'm pretty damn worried over my own future. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, do you feel like you're learning at home? Because I mean, from a teacher's perspective, I feel like I'm having some of the better relationships with, in terms of like social emotional with students because my class sizes are smaller. I mean, I've got like 14 kids at home, 14 kids in the classroom, and it's kind of like the divide and conquer type thing. Other than schoolwork, I really haven't been doing much. At least you're doing your schoolwork. And when I mean divide and conquer, I mean that in a good way. Like I can actually help people more. Um, when they're not just all playing off each other, being crammed into a classroom they don't want to be in. What are your thoughts about Hollywood? Uh, I like Hollywood movies, but I think that a lot of actors are insulated people that are elitist and out of touch with reality. I think Jean Claude Van Damme is the greatest actor ever. I'm gonna hit the lights. So this game here, um, it it's basically like kind of like a martial arts match type system. The goal is to score points and knock your opponent off their feet rather rather than knock them out. I've got a lot of time on my hands. I spent this year just relaxing and taking it easy. That sounds amazing. Who set this on hard? Do one round. This is a pretty good game. I want to get Mace the Dark Ages. So we got the Ultimate Warrior here. Ninja. Nice polygonal graphics. N64, some of their polygonal graphics could get a little smudgy. The clown is infuriating. Wonder if it was influenced by the one on Fighter's Destiny. That's what I always assumed, quite honestly. Hey, you can't say you aren't living living the life. I love my life. Get yourself a roof over your head and a loving family. Yeah, yeah. No way to provide. Way to provide for your own personal entertainment. It's true. Pluto TV is real. We'll be the annoying clown. We're gonna fall asleep to your stream again. Good. That's not good. We don't say good night. Good night if you fall asleep. Some people are gonna struggle to even get that first one. Yeah. A friend of mine a friend of mine who got divorced told me something that really stuck with me. He's like, never forget what you have. Because you know, he had been divorced and it really he had a nice life as a bachelor too, but like it was that always it's good perspective, you know. Not that I would ever. I'm just saying that like if you ever get annoyed, it's like never forget what you have, kind of thing. Come on, got him. All right. So again, this is a high resolution monitor, so this game looks great. But even here, you can see the N64 polygonal graphics can get a little smudgy looking. Dude, what the freak, man? So anyway, so this is how this works: is right. You like if you knocked down or thrown or knocked out of the ring, it's game over. I mean, like it's a round based system. I set this down to one round. Um, but that's how the fights work in this game. So it is a little bit reminiscent of Bushido Blade in that sense, where you know, it's pretty much one good shot and you're done. Bushido Blade, that that is a quality game right there. I don't remember how to throw on this. There it is. Nope. Ah, oh, come on. I knew it. This is one of those games that they still had the like kind of surfer style American trope kind of thing. What? That was another thing sinister from Fighter's Destinies. That one blonde guy that was like, he'd be like, yeah. I want to say that I saw a good Fighter's Destiny on Arcade Archives on Switch, Or was it PlayStation? Maybe on PlayStation. Because when I got my hard drive, I was looking through digital download games. I liked winning with a power bomb. Yeah. Hold on to your seats. That should do it. What the hell, man? How is he landing on his feet? Come on. There we go. Like winning the game with a power bomb, like Big Daddy Cool Diesel. This, my friends, is going to be all out. It's a nice looking level here. There we go. I can't remember if there was something that had to do with the level of difficulty you beat the game on, but I don't know. Tomahawk. It's like basically Wolf from Virtua Fighter if he looked like an American Gladiator, which is a good combination of things. Valerie from Germany. That's not good. The good news is the music in this level is fantastic. I mean, N64, I mean, it had such a lack of fighting. What the hell, man? She was off her feet. She's out of the ring now, so. I mean, they had this, they had Mace the Dark Ages, they had Mortal Kombat 4, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, Killer Instinct Gold, that was a good one. But I mean, if you compare like the Saturn and the PlayStation Spider lineup, I mean, it blows 64 out of the water. It's not to say that they didn't have some great games though. 64, I don't know, man. It's one of those systems that it's like, you know, if you liked it, they had good stuff on it. Kind of reminds me of the Master System, actually. Nah, man, I'm dizzy. Ah. My friend keeps mentioning Dark Rift. I don't remember it at all. I don't remember that either. This is where Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct Gold. Those are the two I played the most. I've become quite fond of being able to wear a mask outside, but that's mostly because I've never really been a one to want to show myself. The only thing I think, like, I don't like wearing masks mainly because they fog up my glasses, and I'm someone I've got like okay enough eyesight, so I can function without it, but I'm nearsighted. Dude, he's dizzy. How am I not suplexing him? All right, there we go. I remember Mace the Dark Ages. Oh, you know what? I've got another fighting game. Um, that's actually got the girl who played Sonya from War Gods. Carrie Haskins is in that game. That's her name, right? Carrie Haskins, or Hoskins, I think it was. She's married now, so I think her maiden name's different. I follow her on Instagram. Yeah, we can play some War Gods after this. I know I said we are going to play some of the Christmas present games too, but it being the 64th live stream, it only makes sense to really have fun with the N64. Honestly, I think my favorite fighter on N64 is Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Ah, I don't know, man. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I wish Sega Saturn was marketed better in the United States because I mean N64, really dominated the Saturn in the US, but in Japan it was a different story. And Saturn's library is just it's better than 64's library. But again, I said this before, I'll say it again. 64 is always the quality over quantity. Got to crack into that GoldenEye. I might. Nick, welcome. I suck at GoldenEye, but Sean Bean is the best James Bond villain. No, 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 no. Ah, dude, come on. Oh, come on. Just seems like back then anime didn't take the same hold it did. Um, yeah, I mean, like it definitely was not as mainstream, but if you had a cool anime game, like it was more like you knew the game was cool. Like it didn't if you had a pretty game from Japan, you appreciated that it was a pretty game from Japan. Like whether or not there was the same like anime craze, like because you're right, anime was not as big a deal, but it was becoming a bigger deal. And definitely, all right, good deal. Hey, how you like that, Sinister? I mean, it's on one round and easy, but still. Um, so either way, like I don't know, like for example, like Street Fighter Alpha 3, great game. And again, like that I mean that got released on Saturn in the US. X-Men Children of the Atom, great Japanese game. I mean, once Final Fantasy VII came out, RPGs were all the rage, JRPGs. They left a ton of those sitting in Japan. I don't know, man. It was just poor management on the part. Sega's advertising just sucked. Like that screaming blue head. Like I don't know, man. I'm just not a big fan of that. I dare say that the worst enemy of Nintendo. Yeah, so I want to see what Sinister and you guys are all saying here. I'm more familiar with the N64 library. That's because I have one, but I agree there's some low points to Nintendo versus Sega. I dare say it has the worst library of any Nintendo console. You're probably right. Unless I don't know what's the library on the Wii U. That's probably not very good. Um, at the time, things just had to be westernized to fit the market more, rather than having people appreciate it for what it is now. That's true. Street Fighter 3 was supposed to be on the Nintendo disk drive. That's crazy. Uh, Play GoldenEye after this. Okay, well, the DD was pushed back and it was useless when it came out. Yeah, I know. They had that like weird. There's a YouTube channel called Hard for Games that does a lot of like mining for Nintendo disk drive, just like betas and stuff like that. It's an interesting channel. And then like Metal Jesus end up with like the Western prototype of the Nintendo disk drive because he lives in Seattle. Sadly, that ended up being eaten in the breakaway Republic of Chaz when they ran out of food. They ate the prototype Nintendo disk drive. What I don't understand about the Nintendo disk drive is that Saturn was kicking Nintendo's ass in Japan, right? So and the N64 was kicking Saturn's ass in the United States. So Nintendo decides to release the disk drive only in Japan when they're what? That should get them. There we go. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so Nintendo's big audience was in America, and they didn't release the disc drive, which many Americans had been waiting for. The wrestling games are the best wrestling games ever made on the 64. This isn't good. No, dude. Again, this is what I keep saying about 64, man. It's like quality over quantity, man. Like the good games on the Nintendo 64 are really, really good. So it's like the stuff to make up for the fact that they couldn't keep up with the amount of good games that Saturn and PlayStation had. They just made sure the good games that they had were like really good. Problem is that Japanese companies usually don't care about other markets. Yeah, but dude, like, I mean, that's good. I think that's actually pretty good in a lot of the cases because, if they did, they wouldn't have, I don't know, like, Japanese games are usually special because they're unique. And I'm afraid they'd lose that uniqueness if they tried to appeal to Western markets too much. I mean, the perfect formula is probably Sonic the Hedgehog, right? I mean, Sonic was made with Western audiences in mind, but it was, I mean, he was a very Japanese mascot at the same time. Darn it. Well, Zelda Ocarina of I do have Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's a game I'm not very good at. I've never beaten, but I like it. Go down. Ah! Streets of Rage is also like that. Yeah, it is. Japanese developed for Western audiences. Pilot. I don't have Pilot Wings. Yeah, Streets of Rage. That game is fantastic. Music on that game is just, I mean, it's really, really good. Dude, come on, man. Suplex, suplex. Ah, she's going to get me. Somehow Pierre is my favorite character. Ocarina of Time was amazing. Original Super Smash. I do have the original Super Smash Brothers. I do. I got the OG Super Smash Brothers when it first came out. I'm very proud. I'm a very proud American. I feel a lot of American games are trash. Yeah, definitely. Compared to the Japanese games, I think they're still lacking. I mean, good American games. Mortal Kombat is the one that I think of the most. I mean, there's definitely some good sports games too. I mean, I don't know, like NBA Jam, that's a great one. The WWE, like Midway arcade games, like those are really good. So like WrestleMania. I like WWF In Your House a lot. That's one of my favorite video games. That's an American game. Um, but I mean, Japanese games I think are usually special. And again, some of that might just be, like the form and romanticism. But why is the volume so low? Is it low for my voice or is it low for the game? It's low for the game because I don't want to wake up my family. I can turn it up a little though. If it had not been for the NES industry, probably would have been pretty bad spot for games. So the West in general contributed to one of the biggest crashes. Yeah, I'm waiting on our buddy Retro Zoltan to send me a game an upgrade kit for the Atari Gold, and that's gonna have ET on it. Come on. I'm gonna keep this low. I don't want to wake up my family. I have a bad confession to tell. It's video game related. This is a no judgment zone, man. I truly like. There's not any game that I like have ever heard someone say, "I like this game." I'm like, "Oh, you suck." Like I've never done that and don't plan to do it. The worst video game I ever played, I think, is the Batman and Robin game. I love Sega and Nintendo, but Atari brand means nothing to me. Maybe it's my age. No, I hear that, man, because I mean, honestly, the Atari Jaguar would have been. I mean, like the Atari Jaguar was like the Atari console that was out when we were growing up, and it didn't really do much. And then like Atari, basically, like I mean, my best friend's brother had a 2600 that we would go and play when we were bored, just because it was novel. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, Sega and Nintendo were the big ones. And I had forgotten about TurboGrafx. I always knew when I was in kindergarten that there was a third system. And then I mean, and I knew it was TurboGrafx at the time, but then like once TurboGrafx disappeared, I forgot the name of the system. And I told my friend one day, it's like, I remember there being a third system besides Genesis and NES. And he's like, yeah, it was TurboGrafx. He's like, I have one. I mean, TurboGrafx, they was really bad about leaving good titles in Japan. I think the East in general give more of a soul to games. Yeah, I think you're right. Probably reflected best through the aesthetic. Western games try to be as graphically impressive as possible, but the visual impact of the game can't be done. Yeah, I agree. Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat, you really could feel the passion on that game, and that was the most visually impressive game at the time. So I mean, there's definitely cases where the West does get it right, but I agree that visually, aesthetically speaking, Japanese games usually have it all over the Western games. Go down. Man, I'm sucking it up here. Yeah, finally. Thank God for one-round matches. PC Engine is probably more popular as the name amongst the American retro gaming community. Yeah. PC Engine has a vastly larger and superior game library to the TurboGrafx. There's no question about it, man. This game has an ending like Virtua Fighter 2. nice tunes. Song is gonna put me to sleep right here in a good way. PC Engine looks a lot better than the TurboGrafx. I don't know what. I mean, yeah, the TurboGrafx redesign was very awkward, man. I don't like if they had sold the PC Engine here. I don't know. I think it would have done really well. I mean, take a look Some of the really big games that were on the PC Engine that people remember, right? Cosmic Fantasy 2. What is Cosmic Fantasy 2? It's a Japanese role-playing game, you know? Sega Genesis, they had the guts to release the Fantasy Stars, Like those games hold up. Like NEC didn't get much of a time in the West. Yeah, it's true they didn't. I mean, and they were number 2 in Japan. I mean, they had Genesis as a distant third. I mean, like Genesis. I mean, like Genovi. He's got a really good YouTube channel. He was just doing a video on the Dreamcast pretty recently. He has some pretty interesting charts that showed console dominance. And I mean, Genesis was a respectable third, but I mean, they were like, I mean, Super Famicom was dominant, and then it was like PC Engine was like a solid number 2, and Genesis was like a solid number 3, and then Saturn, like in '95, was number 1. So yeah, I don't know. I love my PC Engine Mini. I follow Genevieve and subscribe to him. Yeah, dude, I keep trying to watch that Dreamcast video he had, but I keep watching it as I'm falling asleep in bed. So PC Engine was beating out the family. Yeah, it was, dude. When in the late '80s, PC Engine was beating the Famicom too. So Nintendo had to kind of come up with the Super Famicom to beat the PC Engine. And then I know that I mean, PC Engine had a devoted base there. They had some great games. I wish I could get my hands on an actual Turbo Duo, or a PC Engine Duo, because I know that those actually can read the CDs internationally. And I've got Fighting Street and Cosmic Fantasy 2, and I have no easy way to play them. I used to play them on something called Magic Engine on my either old Dell PC or my laptop. I beat Cosmic Fantasy 2 on my Dell desktop with a program called Magic Engine. So yeah. So there's our credits right here. Very emotional. Imagineer. All right. I think we have time for like one more game because it is approaching 1 o'clock in the morning here on the east side. So, well done. As a reward, I shall break through to the hidden skills for you. Very mysterious dance is yours. It's useful to finish your opponent. However, keep on training. Select survival if confident. You'll be able to select Joker when you defeat 100 fighters. Work even harder. All right, good deal. So there's Fighters. Whoa. Fighters Destiny. Good stuff. PC Engine put SNES and Genesis to shame multiple times. Yeah, no, dude, they were able to do a lot with what they had, dude. And I've showed you, like, I mean, I've streamed and reviewed some games on the PC Engine Mini that are like insane. But I mean, the thing is, like, collecting through that, like, it's because because NEC, they had so many like add-ons and upgrades and stuff like that, and some games were like dependent on those. Those games are like crazy expensive, and they created CD-based gaming. Absolutely, man. What do we want to do here? Let's not do Ocarina of Time just because it's getting late, and yeah. And RPGs tend to put me to sleep. So that leaves us with either GoldenEye or the original Super Smash Brothers. What do you guys want to do? I mean, obviously we can play more next stream, and since it's Christmas break, we can definitely do some streaming during the week as well. GoldenEye, all right. GoldenEye it is. That is a super iconic N64 game. Pierce Brosnan. I really like the Sega Genesis Street Fighter II Champion Edition. I know that the PC Engine one is lauded, and I've got it on my Wii and I like it, but I really like I grew up with the Genesis Champion Edition, so I don't know, man. They're all good. We have to clean GoldenEye. I agree. It probably is the best first-person shooter ever. We played Duke Nukem as well. I like Duke Nukem, Doom, and GoldenEye for first-person shooters. All right, let's go. Grab some more Q-tips. Alcohol goes. It's not too dirty. It's kind of dirty. Yeah, check that out. Keep in mind, Turbo Express is the first handheld version of a regular console. Yeah, that is also true. I have Duke Nukem. Sadly, not 64, but I do have Duke Nukem on PC through the Retro Zoltan PlayStation Mini, because there's a hidden menu on that's got Duke Nukem and Doom. It's pretty interesting. And I discovered it randomly. He's like, "Oh, I didn't think you'd find that." And that's, yeah, it plays Doom. Ah, man, that is dirty. What the heck? All right, well, time for another Q-tip. Q-tip. Part 2. Q-tip. Shoop doop doopity doo. All right, GoldenEye. Imagine if Nintendo would have put out the PC Engine. Yeah, man. I mean, they're lucky that the Famicom and the Super Nintendo were such powerhouse consoles. I mean, they really, Nintendo's arrogance, with NEC was bad. It was Sony. It was catastrophic to their market dominance in Japan. And Sega was stupid too. I don't know how you get like Sony and Sega of America on the same page. Sony of Japan, Sony of America, and Sega of America. They're all like, let's work together. And then Hayao Nakayama's like, no. And then they're like, oh crap, the PlayStation looks really good. We need to really shoehorn 3D technology into the Sega Saturn in a hurry. It's like, well, if you had the PlayStation to begin with, you wouldn't have this problem. This looks increasingly cleaner, which is good. All right, now let's get a dry Q-tip. All right, let's dry this off here. It's looking much better. Scorpio. And on Thursdays, the lunchroom serves hot dogs and burgers and beer. He loves German beer. Yeah, that made it pop right on. Ah, we're okay. Hit the lights. Do 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 do. Ooh, cheat options. We did the dam the first time, right? Gain entry into the laboratory. Rendezvous with 006. Destroy all tanks. Minimize scientist casualties. Inside the chemical weapons facility, get inside the chemical weapons facility. You should quickly and effectively proceed with the bottling area and place demolition charges on the gas tanks. Political considerations demand that collateral damage is minimized on this mission. Non-military personnel should be disregarded. Okay. Chemical warfare facility 2. I forgot how to open doors. This is going to be a long night, guys. Stuck in a box. A box, damn you. A box. There we go. Ah, there we go. All right. That was a thing. Take that, Soviet agent. Teach you to disagree with me about politics and try to use a urinal. Shit is almost done. There you are. Hi, guys. Yeah, I try to take some cover here. Ah! Come at me. Guns? Do I get guns? What does your family think about you doing YouTube videos? They love it. My son and I do YouTube videos, so and my wife thinks it's fun, Yeah, a lot of my reviews I like to have Santino in. And he likes to be in. I mean, all right, that's coming somewhere. the thing about this game is like I have no sense of direction, so it's like it's easy for me to get lost. That's pretty much like follow where there's people to shoot at. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, well that's the thing. I've been watching a lot of Impact Wrestling on Twitch since Kenny Omega showed up, and I'm watching wrestling on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Bum 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 bum. Door is locked. That door is open. Walking on through. That door's also open, and someone's firing at me. Where? At the door. I have no idea if I'm going the right way or not. I mean, everything just looks the same. So we passed that tree already. It's like a very special episode of an '80s sitcom where, where the family gets lost camping, and then they have to be rescued by Steve Urkel, who ironically got them lost in the first place. Door is remotely locked. Yeah, I can't get through it. See if there's any way, but there doesn't seem to be. I mean, truth be told, guys, I don't know if we're gonna beat this mission here. I'm pretty bad at GoldenEye. I'm sure you guys are all like, "Oh, we know. We can tell you're bad at GoldenEye. Just follow the people shooting. Where people are going to shoot at you." And all this tiling here. That is a quality tile job. Their contractor should be proud. Nothing doing there. Do you listen to any Asian pop music? You listen to a lot of Japanese pop music. I mean, I sadly don't get to watch any new episodes of Music Station. So, I mean, it's just a lot of stuff from the 80s and 90s, like Team Revolution, TM Network, Bees, um, uh, who else? Daisuke Asakura, of course. Tetsuya Komuro. Pretty much Globe. Um, lots of anime music. Um, you know, Big Bang and 21. Kara. Who else? Arashi. Morning Masume. I'm leaving out people. Demon Kogure! Exclamation point. If you don't know what to do, play Super Mario. Play Smash Brothers. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Because I don't know what to do here. We're just gonna watch me struggling through this here. We'll put on some Smash Brothers, and then that'll probably be the wind down game. So, it's cold. Shift is almost done. It's cold there. It's been we had a white Christmas, but it was like late to get to a white Christmas. I don't know what's the temperature like in Compton. Like here, it's probably like 25 degrees. But I have kind of like a sinus headache, so I think the weather's going to change, and I don't know how it's going to change. I don't know if we're going to get a warm front or not. We're Smash Bros here. Going on. Ugh. Hey, Sinister. Speaking of Streets of Rage, Fighting Force 64, the alleged developed early version of the new Streets of Rage. Christmas is absolutely my all-time favorite holiday. It flooded Christmas. What snow? End of the day, man. When we left my mom's house, it got really pretty, but it literally wasn't until like 7 o'clock at night. Like at 7 o'clock, it turned really pretty. Where the hell is There's Smash Bros here. Favorite place to vacation is Boston. I heard Cheers closed, which that might change that equation because I'm a big fan of the TV show Cheers and the actual bar Cheers. All right, Smash Brothers. It is. Favorite beer to drink? I usually I'll drink Shock Top beer. Just throw an orange in it. Um, um, Peroni's a decent Italian beer. And I want to say I had Sapporo beer, and I really liked it. To be super Japanese about things. Favorite store to shop at is Marshall's, because they have Cortland. Portland has like the best Marshalls. So they have a lot of really good, just so-called hipster clothes, like trendy stuff, and you can find stuff really cheap. Like I just got a nice pair of joggers and then like a black Aaliyah sweatshirt for like not a lot of money. I've gotten like Jordans there for like $40 just because they're like a season out of style or something like that. Walmart, Target, or Kmart. Kmart, but Kmart isn't around here anymore. The Adam Levine collection is like my all-time favorite clothing line. When I started to get socially, I guess, apt, I pretty much just like bought up the whole Adam Levine collection. I really like the styles of that. Favorite season is winter because I like Christmas, and my favorite author would be Noam Chomsky. But I think that Noam Chomsky's takes on the Trump administration have been kind of off. And by kind of off, I mean like off, like way off. But he's very intelligent and he's a very good writer. And I'm honored to be able to correspond with him, and I'm super happy that I was able to meet him because he's one of my all-time biggest intellectual influences. Favorite video game console would have to be, man, that's a good one. It's really close between the Sega Saturn, the Sega Genesis, and the Sony PlayStation. Because the Sega Genesis was my first console, but my favorite games overall are on the Sega Saturn, and some of my best memories are playing the Sega Saturn. But then like Sony PlayStation, got such great memories playing that. Final Fantasy VII is probably my all-time favorite video game, and yeah, so I mean, play the original PlayStation's phenomenal. I mean, PlayStation 2 is great just because it can play that, play PS2 games and then PS1 games. So, favorite part of the U.S. Or favorite part of U.S. or world? My favorite candy is probably Reese's peanut butter cups, and I like gummy candy too. Like Mike and Ike's, or man, this Smash Brothers is really dirty. Like this is like second Q-tip, like your second or third Q-tip. Like can't see where the camera is at, but it's like it's not great. So, favorite soda. I like root beer a lot. If I'm at a bar, I like rum and coke. Um, favorite part of history. I like Soviet history. I really my favorite thing to do is when I was in the library at Binghamton University is to just sit in the Soviet history section and just read. So Soviet history, and I would have I would have majored in it if I spoke Russian. I took a semester of Russian. I think I got like a B plus. I liked it, but it's kind of a lot to keep up with, and I ended up doing U.S. history. For U.S. history, I like 20th century history, um, but I did a lot of history dealing with the Civil War in the South, which I found very interesting as well. Eugene Genovese is one of my favorite historians. He's a Stalinist historian that could really empathize with the slaveholders and the slaves. Because he was a Stalinist, he viewed things from a combination of like the workers' perspective. So in that sense, he empathized with the slaves. But because Stalin was totalitarian, he also understood the logic of the slave masters. So he wrote some very interesting empathetic history from a very nuanced Marxist perspective. Hair or bald? I like being bald better. Shorts or pants? I'm teased often by my friends and family as being one of those guys that wears shorts outside in all conditions. Obviously, like when I go to the gym to box, I will just go wearing shorts and my winter jacket, and then I'll go and pick up Santino at daycare, and people will just look at me like, "Aren't you cold?" I just came from the gym. I'm okay. I'm a pretty hot blooded Italian, so favorite cartoon when I was growing up, probably He Man, He Man or Voltron. Um, if we're talking when I was more lucid about things, the '90s X Men cartoon on Fox would probably be my favorite cartoon when I was growing up. So in the '80s, I was all about He-Man and Voltron and Thundercats, and in the 90s, it was X-Men, the animated series, wrestling, UFC, or boxing. I like all of those things in different ways. I watch the least of those would be UFC. I don't really have a big UFC fighter that I watch a lot. I remember I used to like watching Lyoto Machida a bit, but I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan. I love the Catskill Peekaboo boxing style, and I will watch people box that style. Um, and then obviously pro wrestling, uh, big fan of WCW and NWO. Favorite celebrity crush: Nicole Eggert, Erica Eleniak, Carmen Electra, Jenny McCarthy. Um, Erica Eleniak is really not. I mean, she's underrated, but she's like the first Baywatch babe. Um, Bottle or can? Probably bottle, just because. I mean, easier to hold. So, man, this is a really what? How the hell did this game get so dirty? I mean, cleaning this game. I mean, I'm having fun answering Diego's questions, but I would have been cleaning this game for like a half an hour, and like I've like used up multiple Q-tips here. Like I don't even know like how to even convey this here. This game has not been in a lot of places. It's like, oh, you know what? I lent this game to my friend. I bet they just kind of like let it hang out there and get dirty. I mean, it's looking pretty clean. Well, cats or dogs? Dogs. Um, I like cats too, though. I'm not like anti-cat. I really miss these two cats. I used to live in Johnson City, New York, when I was in college, and there were two cats that stayed at the like I boarded at this lady's house. Bro, they're still not working. Um, and there were two cats, and this is dirty, man. There were two cats that lived there, and I got really close to them. Favorite anime character is Gohan, the adult Gohan from the Buu Saga. Lions or tigers? Lions. Boston or Cortland? Cortland, because it's where I live. Um, dude, this is ridiculous, man. I'm just gonna get like the whole freaking box of Q-tips here. I mean, Cortland is a place that I want to live, but I would love to visit more places. I've got a lot of family in Italy, and I've never been to Italy. And a lot of my family I don't even know. Favorite place to hang out? For me personally, my favorite places to hang out are church and the boxing gym, and then GameStop, and mm, Rite Aid. Most most guilty pleasure. I don't know. I've I'll probably I mean in terms of like pop culture, I don't have anything that I'm really ashamed of watching, really. um my pet peeves. When I'm trying to talk and then like a kid is like talking or like pretending that I'm not talking. Favorite junk food: Doritos. I'm a big Dorito enthusiast. If I get a bag of Doritos, I'm going to eat them in fairly short order. Bro, I cannot believe how dirty this is. And it doesn't even look that dirty, but like I just keep getting freaking dirt off of this thing. My favorite book. Uh That's, I mean, fiction book. Um, I really enjoyed 1984 when I read it. And Animal Farm as well. I read Dante's Divine Comedy when I was in high school, and I really liked it. Um, in terms of books that I read when I was in college, Hayden White's Meta History, I really, really enjoyed reading. It basically argued that history is written in literary tropes rather than being something scientific or even pseudoscientific. And then I really like the Chomsky Foucault debate on human nature, and I actually got Chomsky to autograph that. And I also like Deterring Democracy. That's a really good book by Chomsky. Um, favorite ice cream. Um, Perry's. It's an upstate New York brand. They have a really good Syracuse Orangeman themed ice cream with pretzels and like orange peanut M&Ms or something like that. Italian women from Italy or Italian American women. Dude, I don't even know, man. Like I didn't even like I never really no, I did date an Italian girl. She was cool, Italian American. I mean, I ended up marrying an Irish girl though, so I don't know. Like Irish and German. I didn't date a lot of Italian girls because I was like so late to the game by the time I started dating. I mean, I dated a lot of girls, but I guess the Italian girls are mostly taken. So, oh, I dated one Italian girl, and she was really cool. We actually got along really well. She just lived far out of town, and I ended up obviously meeting Renee, and the rest is history. Famous person would you want to meet? Jesus. I would absolutely want to meet Jesus. Uh, but I met Noam Chomsky and Sting, so I'm super happy about that. So this last portion of the video is literally just me cleaning Super Smash Brothers and answering Diego's questions. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Lamborghini or Ferrari? Ferrari, because of Miami Vice. Don Johnson is like my freaking hero, and he drove a white Ferrari in Miami Vice. It was cool as hell. Favorite Italian food? I really just like angel hair pasta and good meatballs. Like there's some nice angel hair pasta. Hey, would you possibly make a whole video on just this segment? Sure. have to go in and try to edit it, or you can edit it. That's fine with me. Yeah, no, sure. We can just have this be. This is like this. Like, this can be like a new show, cleaning cartridges with Noel, and I just answer questions about myself while I clean cartridges. This is still dirty. What the hell is this? This is like the never-ending dirty cartridge. I can't freaking believe this, and it's like not even visibly dirty. This is like the opposite of the loaves and fishes like not it's not a parable. It's a gospel account. Um, it was like, like Jesus like fed the people with like just a few loaves of bread and a few fishes. This is like it just like never. It's like instead of never ending food, it's like never ending dirt. Uh, the cartridge is busy listening to you answer these questions. Favorite city in Italy would be Rome. If you were stuck on an island, what three things would you bring? It would have to be wait, I mean like just possessions. Um, I don't know, food, water, and a Bible, I guess. Because that way my physical and intellectual and spiritual sustenance would be, you know, uh, it would keep going. So, but I would, I mean, if I'm being silly, I'd try to bring a PVM, but a PVM and a video game console, but there's no place to plug it in. Cars or motorcycles? Cars. I honestly, I don't know how to ride a bike. Like I know how to drive a car, but I don't know how to ride a bike. So, motorcycle would not do me much good. I think motorcycles are cool, but I don't. I've never rode on nor driven a motorcycle. That end is clean. Video games or sports? I would say both because I love to play video games to relax. I was not a big person that played a lot of sports in college, and I never played any sports in college. I didn't play a lot of sports in high school either. I did play soccer for my high school, and I really liked that. And then I was not super athletic, but then I ended up getting into boxing and jujitsu, and I really love it. So, I mean, I train in boxing 5 days a week, and I haven't rolled for jujitsu since COVID started. 80s I like better than the 90s, but I do like the 90s. My problem with the 90s is that it was too iconoclastic in the sense that it was like very anti 80s. But there were still like people who liked the 80s, and there was still like carry over from 80s culture. My favorite James Bond is Roger Moore, because he was cool, but he wasn't like a jerk. Sean Connery's like cool, but he was a jerk. Timothy Dalton was not charismatic enough, and I thought Pierce Brosnan was just kind of like overrated. Favorite Batman is Michael Keaton, hands down. The other thing about the '80s I like better than the '90s is they had better music. I think the video games in the '90s were better than the video games in the '80s. Um, but I think in general, '80s television, music, and movies were better in the sense of culture was more fun. The '90s got kind of nihilistic, even though it was like highly prosperous. But the '90s was like a super fun time to be around. Like, I mean, I like both the '80s and the '90s, and I was one of the people in the '90s that liked the '80s, so it kind of got like the best of both worlds, and I still keep them going. I mean, Boy Meets World is like my all-time favorite TV show. So, Silent Bob or Cheech and Chong, Jay and Silent Bob, just because like I'm not a big pot person. So, and I know that Beavis or Butthead, Beavis, because Beavis is more expressive. Um, yeah, so I think Beavis is funnier than Butthead. I like them both though. Uh, it's working. Any more any more coffee or tea? I would say coffee, but I really okay. I mean, like coffee gives me heartburn if I drink too much of it. I like to drink tea to relax, but I really do like my coffee. Pizza or spaghetti? Um, my favorite food is angel hair pasta and meatballs from the Green Arch. But if I'm talking just in general, nothing is nicer than a nice thin crust Italian pizza. So yeah, good stuff. Well, you can keep the questions rolling. I'm gonna position the camera here. It's Link and Pikachu. Meat, chicken, pork, or fish. I like fish. I'm a big seafood person. Seafood is one of my favorite things to eat. I love shrimp. I like shrimp. I like scallops. I love lobster. I like haddock. I like fish. I love squid. My favorite fast food is a probably a quarter pounder with large fries and a strawberry milkshake. Do 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 do. Who to be? Donkey Kong, Link, Samus, Captain Falcon, Ness. Favorite singer? Rick Astley. Link. Been a while here. All right. Well, that worked. Favorite sports athlete, Bobby Bonilla. He's my childhood hero growing up. My favorite athlete that I try to emulate is Mike Tyson. A grizzly bear or polar bears? Polar bears because they're cuter. Like the Coke bears, you know. It's a weird level here. I mean, they only take one hit though. There's a lot of them. I have Yoshi's Story for N64. That's a pretty decent game. Favorite animal? I like dogs. I mean, like I don't know. I get along with dogs. Night or day? That's a good question. I'm a people person, but the fun commercials, the fun cheesy commercials come on at night, so I'll say night. I love infomercials, so a lot of those are on at night. One of my favorite things to watch on YouTube is just straight up 90s infomercials and 80s infomercials too. Rain or no? I don't like rain that much, so I'd say no rain. That song by Garbage, I only like it when it rains, is good though. I only like it when it rains. Favorite breed of dog, German Shepherd. I was very close with like a German Shepherd mix. In fact, that dog dying is like one of the worst experiences of my life. I was a bum out everyone. Yeah, I won't get a dog just because I don't want to deal with it dying. I mean, I understand it's like the time you have together and all that stuff, but I don't want to deal with outliving the dog, and I don't want to die. So, ah, wow, freaking fox. Best food I've ever eaten: green arch, green lobster. They have new chefs at the Green Arch. They're good, but they're not as masterful as the old ones. I don't think they serve lobster anymore, though. I still love the Green Arch, though. It's still my favorite restaurant. How the heck do I get in here? There's one way. Uh, do. That's not good. Yeah, it's quite the fail right there. The Mario Brothers. The Mario Brothers and Plummin's the game. Found the secret warp zone while working on the drain. When the princess a hand in the mushroom land. During the action with the plumbers, he'll be hooked on the brothers. Now, Evil Koopa and his troopers are up to misbehaving. They kidnapped the princess mushroom land, needs saving. Abusing and confusing everybody they discover, but they can't help but be hooked on the brothers. Do, 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 do. Do do do. I love the Lou Albano Mario. Pokemon or Digimon? Pokemon. I really like Meowth. Um, but I know Digimon's got some great music. Star Trek or Star Wars? Star Trek. I like them both though, but I like Star Trek: The Next Generation a lot, and I like Star Trek: The Next Generation, the original Star Trek and Star Trek Deep Space Nine quite a bit. Sailor Moon or Power Rangers. I really like Sailor Moon, but I'm going to go with Power Rangers because the first few seasons of Power Rangers I really, really liked. Tommy is one of my favorite just characters in general. Um, so I was really into Power Rangers, like the original series up through Zeo. Wow, that sucked. Night, nice rapping there, Noel. Well, it's the Mario opening, so swords or guns. I use neither. Um, I would, if I'm asking like what am I interested to get into, I would say swords, just because I like martial arts and like that would a sword would lend itself better to that style of um, art. But I mean, I know there are people who hunt, and I mean guns are obviously good to game over. Favorite movie villain? Chong Li from Bloodsport. Absolutely, Chong Li. And the other thing cool about Chong Li is he is also the main villain in Blood Fight. So they brought him back for that. So yeah, which also has swords in Bloodsport. You cannot get katana sword by stealing. And also, if you watch Bloodsport 2, which is a really good movie, the plot of that centers around getting a sword as well. So yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff, man. Cool. All right. Well, game over sadly on Smash Brothers, and it's 1:30. So this has been fun. My favorite Star Trek character is Worf. Worf is cool as hell, and I love Worf. If I could be any Star Trek character, it would be Worf. If I could hang out with any Star Trek character, it would be Worf. If I could live with any Star Trek character, it would be Worf. So yeah, Worf is just the freaking man. Um, I don't know if I'd want to live with Worf. He seems like he'd be pretty uptight though. He'd be like a really cool guy to hang out with. I'd love to be in like a buddy cop movie with Worf, and like I would be like the fun, easygoing guy, and Worf would be the hard ass. So yes, Diego, thank you, my friend. And thank you, everyone who watched our 64th live stream filled with N64 fun. So enjoy. Good night. I'm going to contemplate whether or not I want to get a late night snack. I probably shouldn't, but I don't know. But yeah, so we'll stream again this week. I will do my best to rest well. My goal is to get a page a day done on my comic book, get some gaming in, and just kind of. And once it gets later on in the week, I'll start worrying about school next week in terms of like lessons and stuff. But I just want to chill, spend some time with my family, and decompress, and try to get to some of these JRPGs. So if I do a little bit less streaming because I'm trying to make a dent in, I don't know, try probably Trials of Mana or something like that. We'll explore those in coming streams. And we also have some cool, Famicom repros, NES repros to check out. So cool, man. All right, well, and I'm happy we found a good way to stream on the phone. Even though the words aren't on the screen, I can still see the live chat. We got a pretty decent quality camera image, and Arrow, I'll look into trying to get a webcam that is good for filming CRTs. If you don't mind sending me that on Friend Project, that title of the webcam, I'll look into that. Cool. All right, gang. Well, Good night, sweet dreams. Thanks for all your friendship and support, and I will see you on the channel in the very near future. Bye bye.